Anindra Mushkete Bajiki Indigo. Not sure I have to record and just recording. Anyway, we're talking to you. The lighting in here is bad. About today, Midodosiwiin. Now this one is going to be taking a long time. Midodosiwiin. Why? Because it's just there's so much entailed with Midodosiwiin. That's the sweat lodge. Midodo is like dodo is your mother's bosom. And then when you add it, it's like Midodosiwiin is like the nutrients that you get from your mother's womb, returning to your mother's womb when you go inside the sweat lodge. And then there's so much to talk about Midodosiwiin. Purification ceremony, one for everybody, not just like I've seen so many different people come to those ones, not just Anishinaabe people. Of course, there's some that feel that there should be only just Anishinaabe people, but I'm not one of those people. Otherwise, I wouldn't be talking to you today. And what they do is there's a lot of preparation prior to that Midodosiwiin. And like as a firekeeper, I was a firekeeper for many years, and I was taught by Midodosiwiin people. They're very, very strong in their language, how they teach the language and everything. So that I feel like I don't feel like I'm like, how do you say, gonna miss out anything. Not when it comes to this, no way. If I keep for so long. Or keeper of the fire. Anyway, when you go to there, it's usually tobacco, obviously, and then you bring sacred items. It's always good to, like I said, gift the one conducting the lodge. There's a lot of work that goes into it, and that's one of the most important things about Midodosiwiin is what my buddy Richard, my boy Gikwe Kigabu talks, sweat equity. That's when you like put the work in for the sweat. That's the best thing that you could get out of it. Getting the rocks, getting all the wood, getting everything prepped. And usually we usually get more than what we need for one sweat because it's costs. You gotta go cut wood and all that. It's a lot of stuff. We'll talk about that because we put down tobacco, have prayers, and a mia. We're to show Mrs. Nokomissus, we go pick. We go into the Nopaming into the woods, get the wood. We usually get deadfall, right? Deadfall wood. We don't just get brand new spanking wood. I always get deadfall. I'm going on about how to get it ready, but that's usually jack pine and stuff that like burns good, and then we put other wood in there that will burn longer. But going back to the sweat lodge, they put rocks. We build a bed. We put rocks on there, and there's always I always do a protocol for that. So the 4 directions comes in, and then the 7 teachings come in there. I take good care of the grandfathers. I put tobacco on each one of them. Because each one, they give their life, eh? People think it's just a rock. Rocks have been here and have the most knowledge. If you want to tap into that knowledge, you can tap into that knowledge. Because a lot of these teachings and these ways, they open up your mind where people use only a certain percentage of their mind. Whereas if you were to go to sweats and learn about teachings and how to connect and really get a connection with people, learn how to connect, and it's limitless of what you can do. I'm serious, like you could do lots. I was surprised at the stuff that I've done so far. I never thought I could ever do these things. I always doubted myself. And then when I actually go to do the work, it's like, wow, it's just so gratifying. I mean, it's just, there's nothing that, like I said, there's nothing that explains the gratification I get from doing this work for Creator, Avanidu, Shomasinokumasanarik. It's just so good for when we get into the Midodosiwiin ceremony. We'll talk about that, and I'll talk about some of the protocols, like usually women going first, then the men. You see, there's a conductor. There's always get somebody to conduct it. That's somebody that usually speaks the language really well and very humble person. And I've been to sweats where there's people come there that are Geshkwe, and I didn't want to. Me and my buddy didn't want to go in, and we got heck by one of the elder guys because he's very good. Been doing sweats. He knows his ways since he was a young guy, a little boy. And he says, well, I would sooner go in with him than us, he said, because that guy that was Geshkwe, he needed it more. He said, he needs it more than you. So I felt like 2 feet high, maybe a foot high, and then I just got humbled anyway, and I went in and sang for him. One thing I gotta get across is if you go into a sweat, and I don't have no problem now, I'm used to it. When you go into a sweat, especially when I worked in the States, is they have like people that are on drugs and stuff. And when those people heal from those drugs, it takes a lot of the air away. It sucks up a lot of the air. It's harder to breathe. So because we do a lot of singing when we're in there, they ask us to do singing, so we do that. I'm not saying anything negative about it. I'm just letting you know, like, if you're in there and you feel like you're really struggling for air, it's more than likely that either you're coming off of something or somebody's coming off of something. I just figured I'd let you know about that. Let me see here. First spot I went to was with my cousins and my aunties in Swan Lake. And then I don't know how many years after that, I reached a point in my life where I had to, I knew these guys from Ontario. They offered to help me. It went both ways. I helped them and they helped me. I helped them a lot and with their sweats and stuff and getting them ready. And then they, of course, they taught me many things. The language I feel was the most important. And this ties into the Midodosiwiin because I feel like it's important for me to speak the language when I'm in there, and and I talk about whatever it is I need to talk about. And they throw medicines on the rocks in there, like bear grease. They'll rub bear grease on you. That's the best. Well, they're all good. I can't say one's better than the other. They put a cedar trail. Cedar trail, that's for the Jibai to walk, come in and go and inside there. From like the fire pit. I'll tell you more about that. Maybe I'll even go somewhere where there's a sweat and I'll show you like this is how the sweat is and where the cedar trail is and that. But if you ever want to go to a sweat, you're listening to me talking and all of a sudden you think, you know what, somebody's giving you an opportunity, you go in. If it gets too hot, lay down. Make sure you get a big towel, even a blanket, like, you know, those kind of like, not a big quilt, but like a good size medium blanket, whatever. Why? Because it gets pretty hot sometimes. So those old people, they get it really hot. So you gotta lay down and cover up with that blanket, and it's still hot. You breathe and it's like, oh, and then it's stinging. But I'm not trying to scare you. Some are very gentle also. I'm just saying that and more times than any, they're gonna do that. Sometimes just somebody sending me a message there is, I don't like that because I'm focused on what I'm talking about. I would encourage people to go to that, to the Sweat Lodge. Even if you make one door, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. People always think it's like, oh, I can't make it. It's too hot. Well, just ask to leave. Simple as that. I know when we sweated with Dakota people, they brought them all in at once with the Midodosiwiin guys. That was a lot. That was hot. And I'll talk more. Like this is just a little wee bit of what I'm gonna talk about when it comes to Midodosiwiin. Because in Midodosiwiin, I have so much respect and honor for that. That's why there'll probably be about 5 or 6 segments I'm gonna talk about it, maybe even more about the Midodosiwiin, your mum. And I know I got other things to talk about, like Pagan. I could throw that in there too sometime, but it's like I need to break down a word for it too, right? I don't want to just say it's Pagan, pipe, that's it. No, no, no. Get a good understanding of things. It's good to break down what it is in a language. Midodo. Dodo is your mother's bosom, your mother's in the womb, the nurturance that you got from your mother. Midodosiwiin. And then I've heard others talk like wake again, like a house. They build it like a round. But we build a lot of sweats for guys. A lot of times we did a lot of contracts and stuff, and even just helping out elders. And a lot of people think it's like some areas it's evil, so they burn them down. It's you know what? That's up to them to do that. It's not like they're the ones that it's their anger. The old people say, "No, no, no, no! Don't get angry." This was a long time ago. It's like it's them. Let them keep it. We could always build another one. Those old guys, they're just they're on a different level. Kami to man. They're on a whole different level of thinking. They don't get angry they just know that people are all different and at a different area in their life. Like they could tell. Sometimes they could tell just right away because the experiences that they've been through, life experiences. This is the first segment of the Midodosiwiin I'd like to talk about. Hopefully I'll be able to download it. I've tried like 3 times already to this, and then I don't know if it's getting too long or maybe Google will want me to, or YouTube will want me to, who knows, I don't know, do something. So I was looking at that and they want advertisements or something. I'm not sure. I gotta look at it again. I don't know. But miigwech, giwamen, have a good day. And I will send you some more teachings, maybe even later on after, shortly. Miigwech, ciao.